What is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with another Baby Rayge new account update for you all in regards to where I am now in the game. In my previous videos, I've brought us up to the point of level 30, and now you can see here, since the time of recording, I've got up now, achieved level 40, so I want to give you guys a quick update in regards to what's changed since my last previous videos in regards to the characters and teams that I've used, the focus of the game right now, and as well as what I've accomplished so far, and it's tips and tricks, anything that to help you guys out, especially starting off with a new account again. It's always refreshing to kind of see the strategy as it develops and as we work towards that mid game, and things to start thinking about as we're progressing to more and more unlocking the other modes and the other aspects of the game. So first and foremost, guys, I'm going to start off with my roster here, and then I'll dive into the different modes that I have been more involved with now, more specifically raids and arenas. So I was able to actually get 2 mega orbs, and generally what you can find is these orbs here as you play the game. You get premium, you get milestone, you get mega orbs, and I was really lucky. I opened 2 mega orbs, and it actually did allow me to provide 2 characters that are actually used in the end game of my main account. So for sure, without hesitation, I built them up. Those 2 characters were Doctor Strange Heartless, who you guys know is potentially part of an endgame Darkhold team that's used actually in the unlock of Apocalypse. So for sure, I wanted to bring him up, especially with him being a villain, where you'll see that in the early stages of the game, good villains are really hard to come by. And then as well as Phyla-Vell. You can already actually unlock in the arena store, but it will take time. But because I got her through the arena orbs, because I got her through the mega orbs, I kind of fast tracked that progress there, and being able to use a strong character like her, she's added value because of what she can do for the team. But otherwise, everybody else has been pretty consistent, guys. The characters I've recommended to continually build as the game progresses in your progression has remained strong and consistent. So Spider-Man, Hulk, formulating that core of the heroes team. I've brought up now Hawkeye with Thor, who was unlocked in my calendar. That 4 has been a very strong core for my heroes chapters, really pushing me really late now overall. And then the villains, you can see here I have really key components of the Sinister Six. So I got Shocker, who was originally unlocked through adding my email to the mailing list. Rhino through the Blitz store, 15 shards unlocked, very, very cheap, and you can get them quite early. We got Swarm here. So that's 3 Sinister Six guys right there. And the main reason I brought them up as soon as possible, because as I outlined in my previous 2 videos, we really do want to unlock Invisible Woman and Shuri as the first 2 legendaries, because they're going to add more arsenal to our team, as well as having defensive capabilities like healing and defense up. The last 2 pieces for that is actually coming from the Blitz store, as well as going through campaigns. So the Blitz store right now, I did shift gears. In my very first video, I recommended actually unlocking Shang-Chi, but I realized shortly that, these Blitz credits, they're very scarce as we're still progressing in the game. So I actually held off on unlocking Shang-Chi. He's an endgame character, by the way, guys, but we actually need more villains right now, especially trying to progress through the campaign stages. So Electro is actually upcoming here. I'm going to unlock her, part of the Sinister Six. And then Mysterio is really, really close too, because you can find him actually initially in, I believe, Heroes Chapter 1. And just having him access readily available. Sorry, maybe it was Chapter 2. As you can see, 2-3. And then I'm very close to Mysterio as well. So both of them unlocked. They're going to give me access to unlocking 2 legendaries very early in the game. But keep in mind, you need them at 5 yellow stars to actually unlock. So just food for thought. But they've been actually able to push me through villains. Progression wise, guys, I did want to show you this where I'm kind of at right now with the campaign stages, so you can see at level 40 what you would expect. But yeah, we're at a really good standstill. Heroes Chapter 6 is, I'm pretty much almost done the end of it, but 6, 8, and 6, 9, they do require a more bulked up roster, so likely just need to bring up some of my my roster to these levels, 10,000 power level each, and that's going to complete it. Now, this is why it's important to start thinking about which legendaries and characters to farm, because you can see here, Chapter 7, it actually unlocks at level 70, so we're quite a ways away from that right now with being level 40, so it's going to create this lull in the game where we're going to be mainly focused on farming specific characters and team combinations in preparation for those end game and mid game stages being unlocked. So that's where I am right now in Heroes. Let me show you villains now. Chapter 5, I'm just starting it, but this is where it starts getting harder too with the villains, and that's why it's important to have the synergy. My game plan is to combine Crossbones, with the Sinister Six to get through these guys. But Doctor Strange Heartless came to me as a blessing, so I'm going to utilize him where I can. And then as well, we have the Nexus chapter right here. And then I believe, yeah, chapter 3 almost to the very end of it. And then chapter 4, you do level 46. So this is where it pretty much brings me to the end of where I can potentially get to right now. And then the next stage would be the Cosmic Conflict, the Mystic. But you can see level 45, level 55. So still a little bit of ways. That said, guys, I'm proud to say that, after a couple weeks of going through now, I'm actually in the top 500 here for Arena, utilizing this team that you see on screen. So Phyla-Vell has been great because she's just such a strong character overall and great offensive output, but as well as giving Barry to my team. That core synergy of Spider-Man, Thor, Hawkeye, and Hulk, they're getting me really, really far. And the best part is, guys, is Spider-Man, Thor, and Hulk, they're all used in the end game, especially given where they are with the Scourge teams or potentially utilized as part of Raid. So I mean, they're all really, really good characters. You can get your hands early on them to build them. They're providing value already in the early game, that transition to mid game, and dividends later on in the end game. But you can see here, the reason why we want to stay in the top 500, guys, is because we're getting 75 power cores per day, and as well as these 500 arena credits. And this is the only way to actually get arena credits in the game, so that's why it's important to maximize what you can. But as well as this power core component, it's huge, guys. The only way to level in this game is to complete raids, wars, and as well as actually going through and farming campaign. And how you can do that is with power cores to actually allow you to refresh for more energy. So what I've been doing is, you can see on the top left, 17,153 out of 18,600 EXP. Generally, one campaign energy is 1 EXP when you farm any node. So what I've been doing for every single day is refreshing 4 times, 50 power core cost, gives me an additional 480 campaign energy to farm, right? So that's EXP I can add to my daily progression, because it's going to take time to get to level 70, and that's what you need to do to maximize that efficiency. Now, that said, that team's been able to push me through the top 500 arena, so it's been keeping me going. And actually, funny enough, this is very similar to my raid team that I started doing too. So let me show you guys here in the actual Ultimates here that we've been doing, and kind of with this random alliance I've been assigned to. But yeah, that team has actually pushed me through all the way to Ultimates 3, and then I'm working on Ultimates 4. But that combination's been actually very successful. And then, yeah, like I said, you just want to be able to be active and maximize the gear that you can get, because this is going to be used for unlocking characters and so forth, right? But that said, I finally started blitzing as well, and it's unfortunate we don't have auto sim blitz, just because that's actually unlocked here, as you can see, level 60, so something to look forward to. But what you do get in level 40 is actually unlocking save teams. So now I finally actually have my team saved there. I can show you guys the 3 main teams I've been using. This is the core. It has a little bit of a Stitcher there to provide some healing. Next up, I have this Sinister Six combination. It's going to change once I get Mysterio and Electro added, but Crossbones and Doctor Strange Heartless has been adding damage, which is huge. And then lastly, I just plugged in the rest of them here. So what's fallen off a little bit is Luke Cage and Punisher. They were really good in the beginning, especially with Medic, but now they kind of formulated this B team that I'm using just to plug everywhere, because this other team here, this has been doing wonders, guys. We do have some time here, so I did want to quickly maybe show you the strategy of why this team is so powerful. I'm going to show you guys an arena battle here, just to showcase for you how powerful this team is. And generally, when I'm doing the arena, I'm looking for a team that's lower power, so that way I do have an advantage. So this 19,000 one here is 4,000 or 5,000 lower than mine. I'll go ahead and start this here. But the reason you want to be so active, guys, is because of the fact that it's going to keep you continually engaged in the arenas and part of your dailies too. And it's just going to give you more power cores over time. And trust me, the power cores is going to be such a heavy, coveted resource in the game. So starting things off, I usually do try to aim for any of the weaker allies. So Medic is a healer, so I'm going to go ahead and aim for her at the very beginning, just because she is weaker and it's easier to take her down. But what I like about this team synergy is Phyla-Vell providing the barrier. As you can see, Hulk gets attacked, but Thor is going to constantly get charges, guys. That's the synergy with the wave 1, and if you have other Asgardians, Thor is also going to get that benefit. Medic is down now. Cersei is the only one that we are going to be needing to be mindful of, and wow, there we go down right away. But what I like about Hawkeye there, as you can see, you can't even hide from him. You have any stealth allies, enemies against us, we're going to be able to actually cleanse that stealth. And look at that devastating damage Thor does. Absolutely huge. It's unfortunate that Spider-Man went down already, because I actually love using him for his stun, but that's okay. That's the reason why we have Hawkeye and Hulk controlling the situation. You can see with the tank getting the damage in there. Like I said earlier, the pain point is going to be Cersei, but we got to clear these other guys that are weaker. But Thor also has a stun too, which is absolutely huge. Stunning She-Hulk there. And you can just see the powerful synergies of his team. So you really want to make sure they're all targeting the same enemy at the same time. Just making sure we're doing work here. So yeah, they are putting up a pretty good battle here because they have an endgame character in Cersei. So just something to be mindful of. Once again, the retaliation attack. I think we're going to win this just because we have such good synergy. But yeah, you can just see how powerful Cersei is. This is the reason why she is part of that Eternals meta, and the synergy they have is absolutely devastating in the game. So we're going to just have to get a little lucky here with the damage and see what we can do. And you can see even her sustain and everything, just the self-supplementation of sustain. There we go, almost there. Yeah, devastating attacks from Phyla-Vell. And then all we need now is maybe just another blast of attack from Thor. Maybe another charge attack. Get something more there. Wow, just look at what Cersei's doing with her sustain damage. It's unbelievable. There we go. And that almost does the job. So let's go ahead. Let's see if we can finish the job. There we go. Close one. So try not to go up against an endgame character like Cersei, because just you can see how powerful she was, just one versing 3-4 members of our team. But yeah, that's an display of a sample arena, guys. And then last but not least, I did want to get you guys started focusing on certain things that you can do right now. That's kind of help you pay dividends in the long term as well. Supply store, always take your time to go through this. Don't use power cores here for anything. But what I try to do is focus on any of the cheaper items that are 2,500 to 6,100. As you can see on screen here, just purchasing that. Like, so these ones here, I see that I'm running low. This is something you can do. It doesn't cost much either, and it's just going to help you in the long term when you're thinking about this. Blitz store right now, like I said, focus on getting characters that are going to unlock legendary characters that will help you in the long term, or characters that are end game you can start building while we have this lull in time as we're progressing towards unlocking the other stages, right? So right now, I've already stressed in my other videos, guys, but the first raid character should be Baron Zemo. Main reason is because he's going to be providing a lot of utility later on, especially once we start Villains Chapter 7. He's going to be absolutely huge. Having Baron Zemo will prevent us from having to invest in potentially 2 or 3 other characters to be a beatable team that can get through that hard stage. It usually becomes a bottleneck, so that's why I don't even use these raid credits until Baron Zemo pops up. And he's a very long unlock as well. I believe you need 100 shards to unlock him initially, but he's going to be one of the first ones. And now for the arena store, I am working on any characters that are part of Legendary unlock, but as well as sustain. Right now I'm focused on getting Scarlet Witch because I'm very close, and having her healing and sustain, especially later on for Cosmic, it's going to be really helpful. Yeah, so otherwise, guys, that's the characters I have right now. Let me go through real quick to some ideas for you in terms of you have the energy you're coring every day to get additional campaign energy. Which ones should you be farming right now for these legendaries, right? Just a high-level overview. So I'll start all the way from Cheryl Chapter 1 and work my way down. But I am planning to unlock Iron Man, so I'm farming Hawkeye so that way he can actually be part of that 5 yellow star unlock for Iron Man, especially since Iron Man's part of the endgame raid team. So it's something to duly noted there. I'm already farming Mysterio, so that's good there. As you can see, he's going to be part of 2 legendary unlocks, Invisible Woman and Shuri. Yondu is going to be needed for Star-Lord. Not a top priority farm, but I do recommend him because he's a strong villain that we can add later on. So that's why I am farming him. He's close. So you're likely going to see an update from me in my next video because Yondu is going to have value for the villains chapters, especially with him being able to summon fellow Ravagers that can work with the Ravagers I already have. Noble, not a top priority right now, but these Kree guys take a while to build up, and they're going to be used for the unlock of Nick Fury, who's later part of another legendary unlock being Omega Red. So that's why it's important to focus on her and the other Kree characters. Next up, Spider-Man Miles Morales, an endgame character. I'm already farming him as well. He can be also used to unlock as well a legendary, but like I said, I'm going to be mainly using the Sinister Six for that, but he's going to be combinating well with the Web Warriors endgame. Shocker, part of that Sinister Six, so I'm farming him. Another Kree character here, Reaper. Like I said, if you have the farm, but they're a little bit later in the horizon, so not a priority for myself, but definitely if there's excess energy, I would try to recommend it. And then lastly, with Heroes Chapter 6, Winter Soldier, because he's gonna be part of the Secret Avengers, and as well as combining with as well Nick Fury to unlock Omega Red. So that's why he's important there. But this again is going to be later on in the timeline, so not a top priority. Definitely Sinister Six to start things off. Villains Chapter 1. Honestly, the only one I'm farming right now is Shield Medic, because we already got the shards initially for him, and as well as being able to actually use this to part of the unlock for Iron Man. So I'm doing that right now. I'm avoiding Black Widow because honestly speaking, we're going to have enough Shield characters. We don't need Black Widow, and our Wave 1 Avengers team is doing quite well right now. I'm not farming anything in Chapter 2 because we already have 5 Sinister Six characters. For this one, nothing as well. Chapter 3. Chapter 4, you could start potentially farming Wasp here as part of unlocking Jubilee later, but again, it's going to be later in the horizon because we're going to need access to Ghost, who is available through the War Store. And then that's all. That's it for chapter for the villains chapter, guys. Lastly, let's wrap things up with Nexus here. So right now, Captain America, he is one that you can potentially farm to unlock Shield as part of that requirement for Iron Man. That's a good one too. Otherwise, like anybody else here, I wouldn't recommend, just because we should be using our campaign energy for the other characters I noted. This is another one, part of the Nick Fury unlock as well for Omega Red. So Kree Cyborgs, again, these Kree guys are going to take a little bit, guys, so just a heads up. That's my update there, guys. Thank you as always. I hope these quick tips and tricks help you in terms of, you know, where the mentality is going now, shifting towards legendary farming, as well as tailoring your game, as we know that this is going to be quite some time to hit level 60 and level 70. So let's take our time and start focusing on what we should farm and maximizing, you know, the other game modes such as raids and arena. Thank you as always, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.